What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. Back at y'all with another live stream. This one is a little more personal to me because it pertains to my case from April 25th, 2020. This was the arrest that was made by Scott Roby, that person you see on your screen right there. Scott Roby, ladies and gentlemen. Got a trial date coming up, October 6th. I keep myself abreast with this case every few weeks or so, and I just decided to review it again. I've reviewed it in the past, but I was reviewing it and looking at the body cam footage, and things just don't match up. Shout outs right to Freedom Girl. Shout outs to everybody that joined in the live stream. So we can start this off one of two ways. We can either watch the body cam footage first, or we could go over the charges. So 1 for body cam, 2 for going over the charges. That's what we'll do first. 1 for body cam, we'll do that first, or 2 for going over the charges. Let me know. Give y'all a couple seconds to figure it out. But we're going to go over the charges. We'll go over the body cam. We're going to go over the laws. I want to give y'all some insight on things that were said within this case. So like I said, we move into trial. As you see, it says, out the street or I'll lock you up. And we're going to go over those laws and, see how much of what I did was an arrestable offense, if a crime at all. Shout out to everybody in the chat: Deborah Scoggin, John Richardson, Rita Cochran, Melvin Garth, Mickey James, Right to Freedom Girl. We're going to get into it. So most of y'all want to see the body cam footage first. Shout out to Dr. D. Kenobi. Once again, trials October 6th. And listen, man, I'm not taking no pleas. I'm not copping out to nothing. What they offered was community service. Let's get into this body cam footage. All right, so I'm gonna start this body cam footage of Scott Roby's body cam. This what was shown. I shown my angle plenty of times. I don't know how many of y'all seen the body cam footage. It is posted on my channel, but we're gonna go over this body cam footage. Before I play the video, I just want y'all to put yourselves in the jury box, and just remember that y'all jurors looking at this video, and at the end I'm gonna come back at y'all and ask y'all, what will be your decision. Once again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Here we go. Body cam about to come on in a few seconds. Once again, arresting officer Scott Roby. Shout out to William Sharon. He's conducting a traffic stop right now, and I happened to walk up on the scene and started recording. This is him still conducting the traffic stop.
going on with your license? Did you just get your license?
Did I just get it? I scheduled it. She was teaching me how to drive when my mom was down the street, so that's where we were going. She has her license.
You're supposed to be in the front seat. And you guys, nobody has a seatbelt on.
So apparently the driver has a permit. She was driving without somebody in the passenger seat that, has a license and everything. So that's what this traffic stop was about. I haven't approached the scene yet, but you will see me walk up and I'll stop right here. It's my cursor right here on this corner, and I'll begin recording the situation. Shout out Zombie Enforcement Bureau. Shout out Nico Argotti. Christopher Walter, appreciate y'all. Cody English.
You guys got to switch up. She's subject to arrest right now. No. You can drive, but she has to be in the front seat.
So he just said that the passenger who's supposed to have a license is subject to arrest because she's not in the passenger seat. I don't know how that applies with the law, but it doesn't sound right to me. But I'm not sure about that. But this sounds a little funny that she would be subject for arrest for something like that. Shout out Wandering Hippie.
You guys need to put your seatbelts on.
So there I am right there pulling up on the scene, recording, making sure these people are safe. Just, recording the whole situation just for transparency, period. Didn't expect anything out of this at all. I just, felt as though, hey, it's late at night. This was about, Bodycam says, can't read their time. I forgot there's a way to read their time on Bodycam. But it was around about 12:30, something like that. Maybe a little bit later. So I seen him. I said, I've already encountered this officer maybe twice before. I have him in a video a few months earlier than this, maybe 2 months earlier than this or a month earlier than this. And he actually said the same exact thing that he said to me in this video. He said that if you don't get out the street, I'm going to lock you up.
Good.
Here's your license. Here's the registration. Here's your license. Alright. When you have a learner's permit, the person that has a license is supposed to be beside you. Alright? And your permit is no good after 1 a.m.
So he said the person who has a learner's permit is supposed to have the licensed passenger right beside them. Well, he said a few minutes earlier that the licensed passenger could be subject to arrest because she wasn't in the passenger seat. That seems a little steep right there.
Understand that you can't drive after 1 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you're cited for is a marked lanes violation. Because you were in the right-hand lane and you're going left. And that lane is a bike lane. It's not supposed to be driving. See right here? See how they have it marked off?
Yeah, but what I was trying to tell you was I was going to turn, but we changed our mind. So that's why I ended up going in front of you.
I know, but you still can't drive. You can't turn from that lane.
My apologies.
You have to stay in the lane. I know, I understand, and that's why I'm explaining it to you. Okay, listen, it would have been $105 for the marked lane. Your speed was 40 in a 25. The whole city is 25 miles an hour. Okay? I gave you a warning for that as well.
Shout outs to Renetta Williams, the Queen, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Shout outs to Zombie Enforcement Bureau. He says the resistance. Does it really matter when the licensed driver is actually sitting as long as they're in the car? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I didn't think it was that deep. I don't know. I'll check the laws later on that if the person is subject to arrest if they're not sitting exactly next to the driver who has a permit.
Well, all right. It would have been $305. All right. I gave you a warning.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. And that would have went on your license. Okay.
Huh?
That would have went on your license for the citation. On your license, in a 25.
I just want to take it back real quick, a few seconds back, because this is what I've always noticed, even the night when I recorded this, that he handed her some documents. Okay, and then after he handed her the documents, he walks away, and I asked him, was he done? I don't know if he heard me or not, but I asked him twice. So when he left and got back into his vehicle, that's when I walked into the street and started talking to the lady on the driver's side.
The whole city is 25 miles an hour. Okay? I gave you a warning for that as well. All right? It would have been $305. All right? I gave you a warning.
All right. Thank you.
So right there, he's leaning in to give her a document or two. It's better seen on my angle. You can actually see him handing her some paperwork. Okay, so from me seeing that, I didn't want to interrupt the traffic stop, and I definitely asked him when he was leaving to go back to his vehicle if he was done with the stop. Whether he ignored me or didn't hear me, I asked him twice. So after he didn't say anything, I walked to the driver's side. But we can clearly see right here, he is handing her some documents, which is telling me that the stop is concluded. And we'll see more of that as we get into this video right here, that the stop was concluded.
Okay. And that would have went on your license. Okay?
Huh?
That would have went on your license for the citation.
Wade Bears, if you want to give up a pronunciation session, you could come on up. I'll hit the link and you could come right on up.
Fine enough. Step out of the street. Step out of the street.
I'm not obstructing traffic.
Step out of the street.
I'm not obstructing
Step
traffic.
out of the street or I'm going to lock you up.
Traffic. How you
Step
gonna
out of
lock
the
me up?
street.
So he says, step out of the street or I'm going to lock you up. Obviously, right here, he has a problem with me talking to the driver. I'm not a police officer. I don't know how he handled that situation. If it was totally lawful or if he, let them slide. That wasn't my aim right there to find out if he did any of that. I just wanted to know if the people were treated with respect. And her response was that no, because what I asked her I said, was he talking to you this nice before I pulled up? She said no. I said, yeah, I know this guy. He's an asshole. So what triggered him was me talking to the driver. So now he tells me that if I don't get out the street, he's going to lock me up.
Fine enough. Step out of the street. Step out of the street.
I'm not obstructing traffic.
Step out of the street.
I'm not obstructing
Step
traffic.
out of the street or I'm going to lock you up.
Traffic. How you
Step
gonna
out of
lock
the
me up?
street.
See this tyranny, y'all? See this tyranny? Name the badge. Name the badge, officer.
Go ahead. Yes.
So I just want to point this out to y'all because we're going to be going over the charges and want y'all to pay attention with his narrative details.
Step out of the street.
I'm not obstructing
Step
traffic.
out of the street or I'm going to lock you up.
Traffic. How you
Step
gonna
out of
lock
the
me up?
street.
See this tyranny, y'all? See this tyranny?
So as you see, I stepped out of the street onto the pavement.
Name the badge. Name the badge, officer.
Go ahead. Yes.
Now I'm asking him for his name and badge. I've already complied with his unlawful request, okay, because it became unlawful when he said that he locked me up for being in the street. That is not a law. But I already complied with that unlawful request. Now I'm requesting name and badge.
See this tyranny? Name the badge. Name the badge, officer.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Chapter 48, section 98D. Name the badge.
Step out of the street. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you again. Right? Let me see your hands.
For what? I got out the street. I got out the street. I got out the street. I'm not resisting. I got out the street.
So as you can see, he got triggered when I asked for his name and badge. Now, I will say, okay, I will say this. When I stepped on the pavement, or sidewalk, whatever you want to call it, when I stepped on that sidewalk, I walked around the car. Well, actually, this is the car right here. As soon as I get back up onto the sidewalk, they pull off, which shows that the traffic stop was concluded. Okay? Traffic stop was concluded. So I didn't interrupt anything that had to do with this traffic stop. Didn't interrupt it at all. Okay? This was a situation that he chose to get into on his own. So I stepped onto the pavement. I walked around. I asked him for his name and badge because at this point, he just threatened to take my liberty just for simply talking to somebody while I was on the street. Now, as I play this video, I'm looking up the laws, which I'm very familiar of. I just want to show y'all what the law is for jaywalking or standing in the streets in the state of Massachusetts.
Name the badge. Name the badge, officer.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Name and badge. Now, right here, I quote the wrong policy. That's their policy, Boston Police Department policy. I say the wrong thing, but the correct policy is chapter.
Street, or I'm gonna lock you up. Step out of the street.
See this tyranny, y'all? See this tyranny? Name the badge. Name the badge, officer.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Chapter 48, section 98.
Chapter 48, section 98D. Sorry about that, y'all. I had a little slip up. Chapter 48, section 98D is the actual policy that they have to, give a member of the public their name and badge. And he just threatened me, take away my liberty because I was talking to somebody. I wasn't obstructing traffic. I wasn't being disorderly. And I wasn't being a harm to the people I was speaking to or the officer. So for him to threaten my liberty like that, just because he's wearing a uniform and a badge, I feel some type of way. Now I want his name. I want his name now. And as you can see, I'm on the sidewalk, and I just simply step off the curb. See my cursor right here? I just step off the curb. Okay, that's the parking lane right there. He's on the other side of his vehicle. Where this is his body cam video. He's on the other side of the vehicle, about to get into it. So clearly, there's no officer safety going on.
Step out of the street. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you again. Right? Let me see your hands.
For what? I got out the street. I got out the street.
Resist
I
arrest.
got out the
Alright?
street.
Don't
I'm not
resist
resisting. I got out the street. I got out
Put
the
your hand
street.
behind your back.
I got out
Put
the
your hand
street.
behind your back.
What are you locking me up for?
Put your hands
What are
behind
you
your back.
locking me
I
up
already
for?
told you to step out of the
What are you locking me up for? I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything.
behind your back.
I'm not doing anything. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not gonna fucking play this game.
Stop resisting. What y'all locking me up for? What you spraying me with, bro? What you spraying me with? Stop spraying me with it. What you spray me with? What did you spray me with, bro?
I didn't spray you with nothing.
Yes, you did.
So at this point, and I pulled that law up, which I told you that I'm already familiar of, but I just want to show you guys it's just how shocking, what this law is, basically jaywalking or, being in the street. Let me just show it to y'all real quick. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm going to blow it up. Road safety in Massachusetts will come from smarter streets and vehicles, not raising the state's $1 fine for jaywalking. The $1 fine for jaywalking is high enough already. So it's $1. A $1 fine. A $1 fine for Something I didn't even get charged with, okay? Didn't even get charged with jaywalking. Well, if I was to get cited for jaywalking, it would be a $1 fine. It's not even an arrestable offense. Okay? Let me pull this video up real quick. I just lost it. Stick with me. Only a few seconds, y'all. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that. Here we go. I got the video up.
Bro, what you spray me with? What did you spray me with, bro?
I didn't spray you with nothing.
Yes, you did. Bro, I didn't even do anything. What are you locking me up for? What's the
I already
charge?
told you.
What's the charge?
I already told you.
What's the charge?
I already told you.
Can I get my camera off the ground,
So
please?
I asked him repeatedly, what's the charge? What's the charge? I just showed y'all the charge. $1 fine for jaywalking, which I was never charged with. All right. And we're going to go over the charges after this video. Actually, this is the extended video. I'm going to stop it until the point where he arrests me and get me into the vehicle. But there's more after that. For those who haven't seen this video already, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to show y'all the rest. But y'all do want to stick around to see the rest, to see how my civil rights was just totally pulled out my ass. Seriously. Like, it's a disgrace. But once we get to the point where he put me in the vehicle, we're going to go over the charges.
Can I get my phone off the ground?
It'll come with your problem.
Can I get my phone off the ground, please?
I got your phone.
Huh? Can you give me my phone, please? Can you give me my
You're
phone?
under arrest, too. You better
Can
stop.
you give me my phone? I'm asking for my phone.
Yeah.
Give me my phone.
This door's open.
Can you give me my phone, please? Can you please give me my phone? Can you give me? It's my property. It's my property, press.
I did.
And, at this point, a lot of people say, well, why would you be so vocal and, do a whole bunch of screaming and all this? Because I went deep. I went deep because I felt as though that I was being violated. I felt the violations being struck on me one at a time, and they were coming fast. It was within seconds that the handcuffs were on me, and I'm being, violently pushed to the police car. I didn't do a damn thing wrong. So, at this point is the best time for me to exercise my constitutional rights and redress my grievances as the violations are going down.
I got your phone.
Huh? Can you give me my phone, please? Can you give me my
You're
phone?
under arrest, too. You better
Can
stop.
you give me my phone? I'm asking for my phone.
Yeah.
Shout outs right to Freedom Girl.
This door's open.
Shout outs right to Freedom Girl. She asked, did he damage your cell phone? He threw it on the ground. Oh, it was definitely damaged.
It's my property. It's my property, press.
I did.
Help me.
Sit down. Sit down.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help. Help.
425. Can I get a supervisor up here?
He's requesting for a supervisor. He's already got me in the vehicle. And guess what? Police station is 1 block down, right on the street that we're on. Okay, this is not far from the police station at all. Shouts to everybody in the chat. We about to get into the charges, y'all. This is going to blow your mind. Y'all going to see this as I read it. This is crazy. Charges, trial date is October 6th. All right, stick with me. We got some charges to look over. We got some laws to look over. And we got more body cam footage of the civil rights being ripped out my ass right up the street at the police station. So y'all might want to get your popcorn. Make sure the kiddies are asleep. And, just look at this tyranny and corruption. Y'all make sure y'all share this. Like, subscribe, y'all. This is real. It happens in America all across the country every day.
I'm just a picture in the frame. Pause. I paint word pictures on the canvas of life.
I'm everywhere in public. All right, so oops, just dropped my phone on the floor. But we're gonna go over these charges. Like, what he says, what the narrative says does not fit what you guys just seen. And I'm just being real. So I'm going to pull it up from the first page to the last so y'all can see this. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's the first page right here. So there I am, defendant, date of birth, all that good information right here. Location of incident, Blue Hill Avenue at Ansel Street. And this is Boston. This is right on the edge of Dorchester. About to cut right in the Mattapan. All right, so BMC Dorchester. This is where this trial is being held at, ladies and gentlemen. October 6th. Appreciate your support for all the locals who could, show up. Everything is open now. Restrictions have been let go. So if you'd like to come and, see how the situation will go down, come on through, show your support. But 510 Washington Street, Dorchester, Massachusetts, 02124 617-288-9500. And that's the location of the courthouse where this case is being held on October 6th. All right. So here we go. Count one, disorderly conduct. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to read that. On 4/25/2020 was a disorderly person in that he or she did with purpose to cause public inconvenience. Okay, they call me exercising my rights of public inconvenience. This is right here in front of you. It's right here in front of you. Me exercising my rights, coming to the scene of the traffic stop, recording it. It was me intentionally causing a public inconvenience. And it says annoyance or alarm, or recklessly creating a risk thereof, engage in fighting or threatening, or in violent or tumultuous behavior, or did create a hazardous or physical offensive condition by an act that served not legitimate purpose of the defendant in violation of the common law, GLC 272, section 53. So I like what it said at the end. It said, no legitimate purpose of the defendant. I had every legitimate purpose. I had every legitimate purpose, and it's called the First Amendment. Or we could just pretty much say the Constitution. Okay? I had every right to be out there. I have every right to record the situation. But as you can see, they're not framing it. They're framing it for me to show that it was a problem with me recording them, but they're not saying it. They're not saying it. But you can see within that right there, everything that I was doing to them was an annoyance, a public disturbance to them. But not to the laws of the land, not to the Supreme, not to what, the Supreme Court says. It says that I can record them in the course of their duties. So boom, we look at that. And then we go to 272, chapter 272, subsection 53. Let's just look at that real quick. So Section 53. Let me blow this up for y'all. Hopefully y'all can see that as I read. But Section 53, common night walkers, which I'm not, common street walkers, both male and female, persons who with offensive and disorderly acts or language accost or annoy another person, lewd, wanton, and lascivious persons in speech or behavior, keepers of noisy and disorderly houses, and persons guilty of indecent exposure shall be punished by imprisonment in a jail or house of correction for not more than 6 months, or by a fine of not more than $200, or by both such fine and imprisonment. They said, fuck it, we could give you both. All right, well, that paragraph, I see nothing in that paragraph that applies to me, because the common night walkers, I said it, which I'm not, but being a common night walker is not against the law. Being a common street walker is not against the law. So, you know what? At that time, I was a common night walker because I was out there recording police during the course of their duties. 2020, it was kind of crazy out there. So, you know, common night walkers, common street walkers, none of that is an arrestable offense. So disorderly persons and disturbers of the peace shall, for a first offense, be punished by a fine of not more than $150. For a second or subsequent offense, disorderly persons and disturbers of the peace shall be punished by imprisonment in a jail or house of correction for not more than 6 months, or by a fine of not more than $200, or by such fine and imprisonment, provided, however, that an elementary or a secondary school student shall not be adjudged a delinquent child for a violation of the subsection for such conduct within school buildings, on school grounds, or in the course of school-related events. So we're going to read the law. We got to read it in whole. And none of that shit applies to me. We just watched the video. I mean, if anybody say that, you know, any of that applies to me, please put it in the comments. Matter of fact, I put the link to come up. If you want to talk about it, come on up and talk about it. But I want to move on to the next charge. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Sorry if I missed y'all. Y'all know how I am with important programs. I try to stay focused, so please don't take it personal if I ain't shout y'all out or I missed y'all name. Look like Woofy Gladly up in here. Shout outs, Grab It Hard. Appreciate y'all. William Sharon. Gang's all here though. Dr. D. Kenobi. We're going to move on to the next charge because, you know, it gets crazy. As we read on, it gets crazy. So the next charge is assault and battery on police officer. That's chapter 265, section 13D. So that goes on to say that on April 25th, 2020, did assault and beat P.O. police officer Scott Roby, a police officer who was then engaged in the performance of his or her duties in violation of Chapter 265, Section 13D. Okay, so that basically saying, it's basically straight out saying that I beat Scott Roby. Okay? Saying I assaulted and beated him. We seen the body cam footage. Okay? He told me to step out of the street. I stepped out of the street. I abided by his unlawful command and stepped out of the street. But you seen when I asked for his name and badge, and I simply just stepped off the curb and was still in the parking lane. That triggered him so much to lock me up. Well, you already seen at least a minute before that he told me, if you don't get out the street, I'm gonna lock you up. We just looked at the law. That's not even an arrestable offense. It's $1 fine. I don't matter how you want to look at it. Standing in the bike lane, walking in the street, crossing the street the wrong way. In Massachusetts, it's $1 fine. So, I did nothing that rose to a level of crime. But if I was to get cited for something, which should have been for jaywalking, which was $1 fine, and I didn't even get charged for the jaywalking. We're on to the A and B, the assault and battery on a police officer. So, saying that I beat him, I assaulted him, that's bullshit. How so? We seen him coming at me the whole time. We seen him coming at me the whole time. I stepped off the curb. He was on the other side of the vehicle, about to get in his vehicle. No officer safety was involved right there, okay? We had a whole vehicle in between us. No, he just, decided, hey, I'm going to lock him up. So if we look at chapter, what is that? Oh, chapter 265, 13D. Get a little insight on that real quick. 13D, here we go. We look at this right here. Massachusetts law. Assault and battery upon public employees. Attempt to disarm police officer. Assault and battery upon a police officer. Penalties. Section 13D. Whoever commits an assault and battery upon any public employee when such person is engaged in the performance of his duties at the time of assault and battery shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than 90 days nor more than 2.5 years in a house of correction, or by a fine of not less than $500 nor more than $5,000. That's crazy. So we're getting a roundabout idea of what they want me to do. Okay, now they offer community service, all right? Offer community service. Well, when you put them through the rigors and jiggers of a trial, they like to get a little more stricter and apply a harsher penalty, should I say. I'm not worried about none of that, okay? Because the next paragraph I'm about to read is the kicker, okay? This is the killer diller right here, all right? It's the humdinger. Check this out. An officer authorized to make an arrest may arrest any person upon probable cause and without a warrant if the person has committed an offense under this section upon a public employee when the public employee was operating a public transit vehicle and the officer may keep the person in. Oh, I take that back. That's not the killer diller. That's not the humdinger. But I'm going to continue reading. I got Zombie in the background. I'm going to read this paragraph one more time and stop and bring Zombie in. I'm pretty sure he got something to say about this because it's crazy. It's definitely crazy. An officer authorized to make arrest may arrest any person upon probable cause and without a warrant if the person has committed an offense under this section upon a public employee when the public employee was operating a public transit vehicle, and the officer may keep the person in custody during which period the officer shall seek the issuance of a complaint and request a bail determination with all reasonable promptness. That has nothing to do with me. Whoever commits an offense under this section, and which includes an attempt to disarm a police officer in the performance of the officer's duty, shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison for not more than 10 years or by a fine of not more than $1,000 and imprisonment in a jail or house of correction for not more than 22.5 years. Whoever commits an assault and battery upon a police officer when such officer is engaged in the performance of the officer's duties at the time of such assault and battery, and who by such assault and battery causes serious bodily injury to the officer, shall be punished by a term of imprisonment in the state prison for not less than 1 year, not more than 10 years. And on and on. And this is basically the penalties of that. And I told y'all this was the killer diller right here. I made a mistake. It's not. It's coming up. I got it. All right. I'm just going to explain in their own law. I got Zombie in the background about to bring him in. Zombie, what's going on?
Hey, Resistance. How's it going, brother?
I'm good, man.
And I was watching that video, after he came at you from his body cam, and he looks like he purposely kept his hands blocking that view of the camera, of
What?
his body
Hey,
camera.
Zombie, do me a favor. I had the volume down, so I don't think everybody heard you. I just turned it up. Repeat that question one more time for me.
I said it was my opinion after watching that video and where he came at you that he kept his hands in front of his camera, so that it couldn't really see what was happening.
Right. Well, what we do know is that what we seen is that he made all the advancements were him making it to me.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me, and it looks like the coward even had an accomplice there.
Oh yeah, that he was assisting with the traffic stop.
Well, it didn't seem like he was assisting with much, and that if and that he wasn't in the scene of of the camera until right there at the in there where you could see his see the different color sleeves.
Well, he was actually on the side of me grabbing my arm. They both were grabbing each of my arm. And he wasn't doing much. It was Scott Roby that was doing the most, but he was grabbing my arm trying to, restrain me so they could get the handcuffs on me.
And the people that he stopped that you were filming, and that you should see if you could put a public records request in for that stop and any of that information, and try to see if you can figure out who they were, and get them to see if they will be willing to step up and say, "Hey, they saw you get back up on the sidewalk with his order."
So I do gotta let you guys know one thing. We didn't get to it yet, so I'm gonna wait till we get to it. But it's going to pretty much kind of like answer your question. Well, it's going to answer the statement you just made.
Oh, okay.
It's going to pretty much make it null and void, actually. So, yeah, let me move on to the next. You want to hang on for a minute?
I'm hanging for a while.
All right. If you want to say something, just unmute yourself. You can come in whenever you want. All right. So we're going to. I just read to y'all the Section 13D, Chapter 265, Section 13D, and it basically went into what the penalties are: $10,000 fine, $1,000 fine, 500 up to $10,000 fine may be imposed. All this stuff for something I didn't do. All right, if y'all just getting in and y'all didn't see the body cam footage, red ball it back to the beginning. I played the footage, and you can also go through my channels and my Facebook page. I got it posted on both platforms. Y'all can see that video as well. And also from my body cam, my camera footage as well. But we're gonna move on to the next charge. The next charge is, here we go. Just what zombie enforcement was talking about. Witness, juror, police, court official intimidate. So I was kind of shocked to be charged with witness, juror, police, court official intimidate. I was shocked about that because I was trying to figure out who did I intimidate the whole time. And I'm like, is he trying to say on top of assault and battery that I was trying to intimidate him as well? I mean, that's like, how you going to put that on top of assault and battery? And nonetheless, it was never shown on any of the footage, his body camera footage or my recording. So how is he doing?
A resistance?
Yeah.
Question. And that he said that you hit a police officer, correct? Him.
Right. He assault and battery.
Then this intimidation. Are those Misdemeanors or felonies? I'm assuming that hitting an officer would probably be a felony, right?
Yeah,
Charge.
felony.
What about this? What about this intimidation of quote unquote witness?
So I'm gonna read. I got it on the screen. I'm gonna read it real quick.
But I mean, is it a felony or misdemeanor? This charge.
I believe it's a misdemeanor.
Okay, I'll let you read now. I'll be
I
quiet
agree.
until you're done.
I forgot what it was, but I mean, I've been so consumed with this. I should have remembered what this count is actually. I think it's a misdemeanor, but I'm just so sick at the same time that they're trying to push forward. I don't know. My public defender said that they may dismiss on the day of, and it doesn't really matter to me because, like, I'm going to make this cop look dumb as shit when he gets on the stand. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is their argument to even try to convict me for any of this. So sorry, I didn't like. I remember conferring with my public defender about this count, and if it was a misdemeanor or a felony. I mean, a misdemeanor or a felony. But the good thing about it is we ain't even got to talk about it because it was thrown out in preliminary. They threw that charge out. So to answer your question, Zombie, that got thrown out because they tried to say that I was trying to intimidate the driver. That's what his narrative was. He was trying to say I was trying to intimidate the driver, which was definitely. And what the judge asked was there a statement? You got any information on that? Information on it. What the information was from the traffic stop, but they didn't have a statement from her saying that she was being intimidated by me. But that was the narrative that he was trying to put together. Like just to trump everything up. Extra piece was to say that I was intimidating her.
If anything, and you were the witness of the cop harassing the driver, and so technically he was harassing you, the witness.
Right. Well,
in my opinion.
That's hearsay. I mean,
I know, but hey, it makes as much sense as what he was accusing you of.
Right. So the last charge was resisting arrest, and it says on April 25th, 2020, did knowingly prevent or attempt to prevent a police officer, as defined in General Law, Chapter 268, Section 32B, who was acting under color of his or her official authority from effecting an arrest by one using or threatening to use physical force or violence against a police officer or another, or two, using some other means which created a substantial risk of causing injury to such police officer or another, in violation of General Law 268, Section 32B. Penalty is jail or house of correction for not more than 2.5 years or not more than $500 or both. All right, so that's the charge for resisting arrest. But constitutionally, resisting arrest doesn't even come into play because he had already violated. There's no probable cause to arrest me. He had no probable cause to arrest me. There was no officer safety going on. Apparently he lied about the intimidation because the judge eventually dropped that. I'm surprised he didn't. I don't understand why he didn't drop the other charges. Video hasn't been played yet. That'll be for trial. But yeah, the intimidation got dropped. So let me see. We'll move on. I guess we can move on.
When's the trial?
October 6th.
October 6th. Is that just a bench trial or is it jury?
That's a jury trial.
Cool. That I was gonna say. I hope you got a jury.
Yeah.
Better to have 6 or 12 than just one.
Yeah, I had a case similar, a First Amendment case similar in Providence, Rhode Island, and that was a judge trial. You start off with a judge trial. If you get found guilty, then you automatically get a jury trial. But in my case, the judge found me not guilty, and that was in Providence. That happened in I believe like maybe October of 2020, and the case was over in October of I think it was September 2020. The case was over with by October 2021. About almost a year now. But yeah, in Massachusetts, you get a jury trial. So, I like I said, they offer me community service. You know, they want to have something on you. They want you to take something. I'm not taking nothing because in my eyes, I didn't break a law. I ain't commit a crime.
Nope, don't fold. Don't fold. That's the and it let them prove their case against you.
For. That's what they waiting for. The burden is on them to prove that I was guilty, and that's what they waiting for. But here's the narrative right here. So it says, "Where's my paper?" Here it go. So Officer Roby and the C425A unit was off with on-site traffic stop, Massachusetts. They're giving the information of the driver. I'm not even going to read that. It's up there because this pertains to me. But
a resistance.
Yeah.
Okay. The body camera you showed was that the officer that was actually doing the stop, right?
Yes.
Did you get the other officer's body camera?
I did.
Okay.
I do have.
And how do the views differ?
Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's not much of a difference though.
But does it show you were standing on the curb when he attempted to arrest you? That's what I would like to know.
I don't believe it did. Wait 1 second. I got it up right now.
Okay.
Yep. Here you go, right here. Here you go.
There's no audio though.
No audio. His didn't come on yet.
Okay.
Can y'all see that good? Let me blow it up. So this is the second officer's body cam footage. So you see, let me show you. Let me take this back real quick. Because you see he's walking away, going back to his vehicle. You see that? He's going to walk away from, he's actually getting out to assist with him for me. And then he turns around. So there I am right there on the pavement. That's him on the other side of the car. Now the officer is walking away. So that answers your question, right? Does that answer your question? You said when does it?
You see the yellow jacket of the other officer on the curb next to you.
Yes, that's what it shows that I was on.
And so you were on the curb. You followed his illegal directives.
Right, twice. But I mean, no. What I'm saying is that I still. Right prior to that, what you don't see is me stepping off the curb. I did step off the curb. You can see that in his body cam video a little bit. You can see that I stepped in. That I was in the parking lane. I was in the parking lane, but that still wasn't. It wasn't anything that rose to a level of a crime, and it wasn't an arrestable offense. Whether I stepped out in the parking lane or just straight crossed the street.
Do the cars have dash cams?
Mm.
And if so, put those. Try and get those,
Yeah.
especially especially from this secondary cop behind.
I see you focused on showing if I. Why are you so concerned of seeing if I was if I was actually in the street or on the sidewalk? Because
And
I
it,
don't think it makes a difference.
yes, because if you're not, if he's accusing you of being in the street, and if you're on the sidewalk when he makes the illegal arrest, then his whole thing has been blown out of the water.
So wait a minute. No, in the body cam footage, in the original body cam footage, it shows that he was on the other side of the vehicle when he made that arrest. When he attempted to make the arrest, when he advanced towards me, it shows that I was in the bike lane, but he turned once he seen that I stepped off the curb, he turned back around and made that arrest. I wasn't advanced. I mean, there was a whole vehicle between us. Like I don't see him. I can't see how he can raise the concern of officer safety when we had a vehicle toward us and he knew I had a camera in my hand the whole time. I don't know.
Let alone and that if the car's there and you did step off the curb, are you actually really in the roadway?
Repeat that one more time.
I said, with the way his car is, if you did step off the curb for a second or two, are you actually in the roadway?
That was the parking lane.
Parking lane, bike lane, whatever. But his car is between the road and the curb.
It is.
So are you? So I'm just wondering if are you technically in the roadway? If even if it was just for a second or two that you did step back off the curb, I don't. I think you're still in a legitimate position.
I probably could have been in a roadway, but at the same time, he wasn't in his car, so I wasn't causing a problem directly to him or to anybody else because there wasn't no space for another vehicle.
Nope, and then I think he was being a real dick by not identifying himself too.
Right. Well, that's the reason why. That's the only reason from looking at the body cam footage that shows why he locked me up. As soon as I asked him for his name and badge, I had a concern. Like he gonna threaten to lock me up for being in the street. I wasn't. This is not disorderly. I wasn't causing a problem. I wasn't bringing harm to the people I was talking to. I wasn't bringing harm to him. So I was just talking to somebody. And he wanted me to get out the street. He was mad about that. And when I asked for his name and badge, it triggered him to lock me up.
Did the supervisor ever show up?
Supervisor did show up. We're gonna go on. We're gonna look at that on the second.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry, it's me and my ADD, and when I get something in my head, I have to say it.
Right, but this is the second officer. You see how he's grabbing my hand?
Yep. And that's how I knew that the coward had an accomplice.
So where's the resistant? This shows the resistant. This blows the resistant out the water. Where's the resistant? I got one camera in my hand, my other hand down the whole time to my side. Where's the resistant?
No, he's got you. He's got you in a collar choke, and he's got you by your zipper and collar, and where you can't go nowhere.
There's no resistant.
No. The only resistant is the resistance, not resistant.
Right. So that blows that out the water right there. Good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Zombie, good looking out for even mentioning about the second body cam because I definitely had it, but that was definitely a good point you made. I'm glad we looked at it because that right there shows no resistance at all. I don't know. How about y'all? What y'all think in the chat? Y'all see resistance in there? I know y'all see the resistance, like Zombie said, but do y'all resistance?
Man, I sure wish that when you were in Seattle, we had gotten hooked up. We were so close.
Yeah, Seattle was some wild times. But no resisting right here. He's definitely, like you said, he got me in the
Yep.
choke. Come on, man. What would y'all do if y'all was in the jury box? So far, from what y'all seen, y'all could put y'all little, 1 or 2 if y'all guilty, 2 no, not guilty, 1, 2 guilty, not guilty 1, guilty 2.
My vote's 1.
So this is doing WrestleMania. Like, so we gonna get to the. Let me stop this and get back
Yep.
to.
And because now you got other homework to do is watch the videos again and try and piece things better together to
Right,
see what views and then like I said, check and find out if they got dash cams and get those and add those to the equation. Especially the second officer's car that's back behind the first car
right.
because it's going to have the best view.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I inquire about that. Good looking out for mentioning that
Yeah,
one. So
yeah.
the dash cams. I pulled the cameras in the police station. I don't know. Maybe I didn't think dash cams would have been enough, or I thought I probably had enough. Shall
The
I say?
the cameras in the police station don't really tell the story so much of
For
what happened on at the scene.
right, right, right. No, I was just mentioning. I thought about grabbing cameras from the police station. I should have thought about grabbing them from. That should have been a thought that came to my mind. But in hindsight,
Yeah, and under stress, we don't always think about what.
yeah. Well, I just really think that right from what I have right now is just basically enough. The DA's footage, which is the police officer's body cam footage, and my footage, because we already got him lying from his narrative right here. Let me read this narrative real quick, y'all. So it says the suspect. Matter of fact, here we go. The suspect
I'm
refused.
muting.
All right, I'm sorry. Officer was returning to my cruiser when the suspect approached the vehicle with 2 females inside and started recording them. As the officer told the suspect to step out the street, he walked up to the driver's side window and started asking the operator a question and was told to move away from the vehicle as they had their turn signal on and attempted to pull away, not wanting to talk to him. Here we go, man. We watched the body cam video. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I might be doing y'all a disservice because there is one piece of body cam footage that we haven't seen, and that's mine. I mean, I know y'all's probably seen it in the past, but to stay abreast of what's going on with this case, it'd probably be a good move to show my footage as well because he just said in his narrative that they told me to go away. So I'm pulling it up now. He said they told me to go away. And this is my footage showing everything that happened as far as me recording. All right, here we go. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit to the part when I walk towards the car.
Was he talking that nicely to y'all before I pulled up? Not really, right? Yeah, I noticed too. He's an asshole. This was for y'all safety. I pulled up too late. But y'all check me out on YouTube. Boston Artists. Boston Artists, The Resistance. I'm not obstructing traffic. I'm not obstructing traffic. I'm not obstructing traffic. How you gonna lock me up? See this tyranny, y'all? See this tyranny? Name the badge. Name the badge, officer. Section, chapter 48, section 9. DAD, name the badge. You are required.
So you can see right there. That's where he made his move.
Oh yeah, he just got triggered after you read him his policy that he needs to follow.
Right here on the side on his driver's side of the vehicle is when he decided to lock me up. Now there was no officer safety involved. There was no way that I was threatening him, and we had a whole vehicle in between us. As soon as I mentioned name and badge, that's when he gets triggered and makes his way towards me to lock me up.
You are required. You are required. I'm not gonna tell you again. Required. Let me see your hand. For what? I got off the street. I got off the street. I got off the street. I'm not resisting. I got off the street. I got off the street. Behind your back. I got off the street. Behind your back. What are you locking me up for? Put your hands behind. What are you locking me up for? I told you to step out of the. What are you locking me up for? I'm not doing anything. I'm not.
Hey, resistance.
Yeah.
And can you back it up when he's still coming towards you, but he's still down by almost right in front of the car, and watch him as he's coming towards you. You can actually see him step up onto the curb, and that you actually see him rise up.
You are required. I'm not gonna tell you.
So that also proves that you were up on the curb already and not in the street.
You are required. You are required. Let me see it. Name the badge.
Yeah, he definitely takes that step up.
You want to play that and so everybody can see where he steps up?
It's kind of hard to show, but right there, that move right there where he put his.
Yeah, we can't see it because you have our.
Oh shit! My fault. My bad, y'all. Sorry about that. My fault. Here we go. Thanks, Zombie. So his right shoulder is going to dip in like a little football move, but that's him stepping onto the curb. I got it on slow mo. Did you see it?
Play it regular speed. I think that would show it better.
All right.
Chapter 48, Section 98D, name the badge. You are required. You are required. I'm not gonna tell you again. Required. Let me see your hand. For what? I got off the street. I got off the street.
It's hard to see. I noticed that he makes like his shoulder, his right shoulder, kind of like motions in as he was stepping up on the curb.
And that's the only reason I saw it, because I saw it where it looked like he took a rise up.
Let me see your hand. For what? I got off the street. I got off the street. I got off the street. I'm not resisting. I got off the street. I got off the street. Behind your back. I got off the street. Behind your back. What are you locking me up for?
I mean, I clearly don't see that as a argument. Me being in the street, it's not an arrestable offense. It's $1 fine. So I don't see how that would even make their case solid on trying to convict me of being in the street. Okay, I was in the street. Was I threatening? No. Was I trying to harm anybody? No. Was I intimidating like they tried to charge me with?
Nope.
No. They dropped it.
And I still don't see you in the street anyways.
I already told you to step out of the. What are you locking me up for? I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything behind your back. I'm not doing anything.
All right, so that was my camera footage. I wanted to show y'all that because we just read here in his narrative that the people were telling me to leave. So it says two females inside and I approached the vehicle with two females inside and started recording them. As officer told the suspect to step out the street, he walked up to the driver's side window and started asking the operator a question and was told to move away. So we didn't see that. They actually answered my question when I asked them a question. Uh, started asking the operator a question and was told to move away from the vehicle as they had their turn signal on and attempted to pull away, not wanting to talk to him. And in far of the suspect, officer believed he was told again to move out of the street and get on the sidewalk. The suspect refused 2 verbal commands. Then the vehicle attempted to pull away, and the operator said, "Thank you," as officer was walking back to my cruiser. And that's another lie right there, because he was focused on getting me out the street. We did see him motion to the driver with his hand to leave. We did see that. I mean, you know what? I'll take that back. Probably wasn't a lie. She said, "Thank you," during the traffic stop to him. So she probably could have said it again, but it had nothing to do with me. So the suspect refused.
I mean, she always said that he wasn't treating her very proper.
Exactly.
And she even smiled at you that like a thanks.
Exactly.
So she didn't show any signs of being intimidated or anything. So
exactly. That I was about to say that clearly shows that I wasn't a threat. I don't know if you guys seen it, but the passenger was smiling as well. It was real fast, but all you can see is white teeth in the passenger seat. You see what I'm saying? No bullshit. Seriously. I'll show it to y'all. White teeth in the passenger seat, real quick. Oh, I took it down. My fault, y'all.
That's okay.
I erased the video. Well, I X'd the video out.
Yeah, I hope you didn't erase the video.
Well, I ain't erased it. I
Yeah.
The suspect refused 2 verbal commands. Then the vehicle attempted to pull away, and the operator said, "Thank you," as the officer was walking back to my cruiser. The suspect came back into the street and was told to get on the sidewalk a 3rd time, at which time he refused and continued towards the officer's vehicle, not staying 6 feet away. As well
that's a lie. That's a lie right there. Because you never walk towards this vehicle except for on the sidewalk, on the curb.
Right.
And it kept asking him for name and badge number, name and ID number, whatever.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make it seem like the few steps of advancement that I made was the reason why he had to make that arrest. That's why I said, on his body cam footage and on my footage, it shows that I wasn't a threat.
Nope. And but as soon as you quoted the municipal code or whatever it was, and the numbers in it, that's when he turned to come towards you to attack and arrest you. Seems almost instantaneous. As soon as you said number so and so dot so and so and such and such.
Well, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I said that I encountered him in another video, and he had told me the same exact thing that he told me that night was, if I don't get out the streets, going to lock me up. Crazy part about that was that time I wasn't even in the street at all. That seemed like his thing, like his go-to thing for anybody. If they're in the street, get out the street, or I'm gonna lock you up. But okay, so he said I was not staying 6 feet away, as well as being out after 9 p.m. curfew during the pandemic state of emergency. He's talking about, when the governors were imposing that curfew that you had to stay in. So we all know that that's not law. We know that was established.
That's not law, and you were out there filming as media, as the press, as a journalist, so that they were considered essential work.
Right. Charles Bouncer Slab in Real Nature. He says this is America, not North Korea or China. I know that's right. So the officer went towards the suspect to place him under arrest. At that time, he was told to put his hands behind his back he was going to be placed under arrest, and he resisted pulling away from officer and grabbing my left hand and scratching my finger with his fingernail. And as he did so, officer had his O spray in his hand and it discharged next to officer's hand and arm. That's why y'all hear me say, "What you spray me with? What you spray me with?" So, not only was he, trying to get the cuffs on me, but when he got assistance from the other officer, he was trying to pepper spray me as well. The only thing is that it backfired on him and went back into his face. Majority of it went into his face. A little bit went onto my right side of my face, and I felt it, and that shit was burning. But the majority went in his face. And when we continue on to the video, you'll see him explaining, the what he was going through with that OC spray going into his face.
I didn't spray you with anything.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Exactly. I didn't
And
spray.
then he just admitted that he had it in his hand and it accidentally supposedly went off. So he just lied and then admitted to it. There. Boom. Done.
Officer placed the
Qualified immunity gone. Right there.
He lied. Officer placed the suspect under arrest with the assistance of Officer Woods, that's the other officer, who pulled up to assist on traffic stop. The suspect was placed under arrest for disorderly conduct, interfering with a police officer in the performance of duties, as well as assault and battery on a police officer and resisting arrest. So, let me see. Got another page. Here we go. All right. The suspect refused to be placed in the car without his phone and at no time was hit with any of the OC spray. Wow, why would he say that? When I say on the body camera what you spray me with. He says suspect refused to be placed in the car without his phone, and at no time was he hit with any of the OC spray. The suspect finally was given his phone as he was cuffed and grabbed it out of the officer's hand. So wait a minute. Suspect finally was given his phone as he was cuffed. And what is it? He gave it to me or I grabbed it. You see that? Suspect finally gave his phone as he was cuffed and grabbed it out of the officer's hand, pulling it into the car with him and sitting on it. The patrol supervisor was called to the scene. Sergeant Brooks responded for the suspect's attention because of the OC accidental discharge. I'm sorry.
When they put you in the car and walked you towards the car, there was a view of your camera C rig and that sitting on the sidewalk.
Right.
So that's a lie there. It was still left back when you were asking for your phone, your camera, whatever you want to call it, and that or whatever he wants to call it. It's still, to me, it's still the same thing, just words, and it shows that it was still sitting back there when on the sidewalk. The only way that it could have been in the car for you to actually sit on would have been if the other officer had picked it up and tossed it in the car as you were getting put in. So lie.
All through the whole report, throughout the whole report. But not only that, let's look at how he has two conflicting statements in one paragraph. First, he says, at no time was he hit with any of the OC spray. And then later on in the paragraph, it says, Sergeant Brooks responded for the suspect attention because of the OC accidental discharge. So first I wasn't hit with no OC spray, but then he says it was an accidental discharge.
Yeah, how can you not be hit with something that he says I never sprayed you with anything, but you knew you were hit with something, and he goes I didn't spray nothing. What an idiot! What an idiot! What an idiot he is.
So then it says Boston EMS was called to the base to meet the prisoner and the officer. Okay. First of all, is it even policy to be trying to arrest somebody with OC spray in your hand? I don't think so. That's another argument I'm gonna raise. What's the procedure of arresting someone? Do you arrest someone with OC spray in their hand? I don't think so.
I mean, he would have had to be have his finger on the trigger of the OC spray because the spray I've got, I have to actually put my finger underneath a cap to get to the trigger of my spray.
Right.
So just like a firearm, keep your finger off the trigger if you're not ready to use it.
Shout outs to West 333. He says OC spray has a safe. I'm writing that down right now because we're gonna question we're gonna question him with some hard drilling question about how could he have accidentally discharged his OC spray? How could that even have happened? So shout out to West 333. He says OC spray has a safety latch, so it can't be accidentally discharged.
And that's what I was saying about my spray that I have, and I I don't I don't know what the difference is between what civilians can have and what the police have.
He says you
I
got
mean,
to.
are we pepper spray and they're OC? I don't know. I don't understand the difference really.
I think it has to do with the substance. I don't know. I didn't know it had to do with the can on a different name. I thought it had to do with the ingredients or whatever. But
Yeah, that's it.
I could be wrong. Um,
Is OC spray? Is it all chemical or is it actually the capsaicin oils from peppers? I don't know.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But all I know is I got hit with that shit while being unlawfully arrested.
Yep.
That was enough of my civil rights violated. But more was violated, as we'll see as we continue on. So he says Boston EMS was called to the base to meet the prisoner and officer. The suspect at the wagon bay was taken from the car and he started to yell that the police were trying to kill him. And he tried to pull away and get away from police custody as Boston EMS was present. Boston Ambulance EMT St. Ford tried assisting him, but at no time did he request the EMTs to check him out. He just wanted his phone that was recording in his two hands that were behind his back. Okay. So I had a picture of the phone. I can't find it, but the picture is shattered. It's already been submitted as evidence for trial. It shows that it was shattered. With the cop is dumb, okay? He tried to shatter it, but he didn't think of going into the phone to get the SD card. That's how I had the footage because the SD card was still in the phone. Well, he stomped the phone out, but he didn't grab the SD card. And it was good that that happened because I wasn't even alive when I did that. So he He just kept yelling that he was going to be killed and fought all the way into the back of the booking area at the station. He then collapsed his weight to the ground and refused to give his phone and property. And as he did, his phone was folded underneath him. His property was taken in the presence of Sergeant McGoldrick. Was present during the transport in the back of the booking area as the suspect was screaming. During the booking process, the suspect was found to have a warrant out of Camden, New Jersey. Yes, I'm no saint. It was years ago. For bad checks and money orders. Warrant number such and such, which has been definitely taken care of since, Everybody got a pass. Everybody got a story. You can come up and tell yours if you want. The suspect was checked by EMS and refused attention. Sergeant Brooks photographed the officer's injury and the suspect 9 injuries from OC spray. So they claiming that I had 9 injuries, okay? We both got sprayed with OC spray. The only difference is the shit backfired and went into his eyes, went inside my face and burnt. So, what's the difference? You can hear me in the body cam footage and in my footage saying, "What did you spray me with?" What I just came up with that shit out the blue? No, he sprayed me. You don't just say what you sprayed me with for no reason when the officer sprayed some shit. So that's bullshit. So
Sounds like bullshit to me too.
the suspect has stated that he is self-employed by the title of resistance and receives monetary compensation for filming the police on YouTube. And that was a very important statement that was made because that was me showing to have a legit vehicle to disseminate public information. All right, that's right on his report. So it basically backs my whole reason for being out there, which was protected under the First Amendment. So that's all I do, police accountability, government officials. And this was back in 2020. So the statement of being self-employed, the title of resistance, and receives monetary compensation for filming the police on YouTube, that shows that I'm legitimate. And I had every right to be out there. I mean, granted, any other person had every right to be out there. You're not allowed to be out there until you commit a crime or you break the law.
Did you actually tell him that you get money for filming?
I think that's,
or is he just assuming
no. I
because
think
you're on
that
YouTube
was,
that you get paid?
I think that was one of the questions that they asked me. It was the questions was, what was my means of income? I told them I was self-employed. I said I upload videos to YouTube. So as far as actually making money, I didn't say that I made money from it. I think he just threw that in there.
And I would when they ask you questions, I don't answer questions. That's it.
Well, you know what? That was in the early part of me recording. I think I was maybe 3.5, 4 months in. So I didn't know everything then that I do now. I still don't think that right there is a blemish against me. I think it it reinforces what I was doing, the whole reason why I was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because go to my channel and that's all you see is police accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, some people say less, which is true. Say less. Definitely say less. Don't answer any questions, because anything you say can be used against you. As you can see, he tried to use that against me right there, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's an argument right there. Nope, not at all. But we're gonna move on to this body cam footage. We're gonna continue the body cam footage of the arrest on April 25th, 2020.
Please give me my phone. Can you give it? It's my property. It's my property, bro. Yo, help me. Help me. Help me. Get in the car. Sit down. Help me. Get your head on the car. Help me.
Let me take that back just a little bit for y'all.
Please. Graham, please. Can I get my phone off Graham?
I just wanted to take it back to show y'all how I was, pretty much not giving them permission to take my property and telling them to give it back to me.
Can I get my phone off the ground, please? I got your phone. Huh? Can you give me my phone, please? Can you give me my phone? You're under arrest, too. Can you give me my phone? I'm asking for my phone. Give me my phone, bro. Yep.
Oh, he does have your phone in his hand.
Can you please give me my phone?
There go my phone right there. I got it back. It's in the body cam. You can see it. But, I mean...
Can you give it? It's
He had no business even arresting me to even have my phone. I have every right to have my phone. Everything up until the point when he arrested me, he clearly violated right from there. I mean, it was a violation when he didn't want to give me his name and badge. Well, it was a violation when he threatened to lock me up for something that wasn't an arrestable offense. Okay? Like I said, if he wanted to cite me for something that had to be jaywalking, which was $1 fine, and he didn't even charge me with that. All these charges that he gave me was trumped up. It was all secondary charges as well. So
That's another thing you ought to do. I was just kind of reading. Has he ever been written up for false reporting? You should see if you can get any of those records of his, and whether showing whether or not he's been reprimanded for false reporting or anything else that is not appropriate for a cop to do.
I've
False
pulled,
arrest, beating a suspect while handcuffed, anything like that.
yeah, I posted his he, the platform that I use is called Woke Windows. It's actually not even in service right now, but at the time, and it's still current with the information that it had, but it's just not bringing up any new stuff. But I looked up his information, and he had two situations going on. As a matter of fact, I think I have that information. I think I could pull that up for y'all right now. Woke Windows. Maybe. Nope. Not right now.
Someone said to check your local area list to see if he's on a Brady list.
I don't think he is, but it's worth checking. All right, man, I'm gonna get back to the video. I thought I had that information of is this it? No, this is not it.
Yeah, you can find it later and post it up later, I guess. No sense of trying to find something right now.
No, I had it.
It's my property, folks. Yo, guys, help me! Help me! Get in the car! Sit down. Help me! Get your head in the car! Help me! Help! Help!
No, I actually had it in the background. It only took a few seconds to look, but it's not back there. So the supervisor about to pull up. Like I said, the police station is right up the street. So he's picking up my phone, the thing that I was holding my phone with. And I have my phone with me.
Sorry about that. It's okay. I'm gonna power down. Or you staying on?
So you can see he kind of like wincing, and he's going to start wiping his face.
Half the 111's here.
So he start wiping his eyes right there.
You rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. I am too.
He asked him, was he rolling? He said, yeah. Talking about making sure his camera is on.
But didn't he say something that he was powering down?
I didn't hear that. What, a few seconds ago?
Yeah, back when he was back there, and he slammed your grip on the car. Okay, too far.
Sorry about that. It's okay. I'm gonna power down.
Oh, maybe it's the other cop that said powering down.
Half the 111's here.
I think it was the other cop that said he was going to power down.
Yeah, this is the other cop's body cam footage.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So I don't know why powering down.
A little bit, and okay.
That's the arresting officer right there.
I had a traffic stop. I had to lock up John, the video guy.
So he said he had a traffic stop. I had to lock up the John, the video guy. So he basically knew he knows who I am. So he just basically said he had to lock me up. But he knows who I am. He knows what I've done. He knows what I do. I record and it's protected under the First Amendment.
You should see if that sergeant has a body cam that you can pick up for the conversation after he arrived.
I was cuffing him and I had the spray in my hand and went off. Sprayed me in my eye.
Oh, no problem. Okay, I was wondering why you called the PS. I didn't know why I would have.
Yeah.
The spray? Yeah. Are you seeing the back of the cop?
Yes, he's in this car.
Is he still recording here? Is this turned off or does he still have it?
It's still in his car. Sprayed me in my eye.
Oh, no problem. Okay, I was wondering why you called the PS. I didn't know why I would have.
Yeah.
The spray? Yeah. Are you seeing the back of the cop?
Yes, he's in this car.
Is he still recording here? Is this turned off or does he still have it?
It's still in his car.
Alright, you guys did so much mask like that. Alright, so you have his phone then? Alright.
No, he has his phone. It's in the back of his butt.
Alright. Alright, you want to walk me down now? Can you guys see that? The car right here, you have to move?
No, we'll go back.
You sure?
Yeah.
You good to take that? Because I can take
I'll
whatever.
take him. I'll get his keys. I'll get him right.
I'll do whatever.
It just got me when I was cuffing his head.
Alright, let me just ask him.
Mark Wunderlich said somebody said he had to spray me. I didn't hear that. Did you hear that?
That's what I heard too. That something I had to spray him to the sergeant.
Oh, really?
Right about there. Let's see. I think.
I gotta take it all the way back to.
No, you didn't have to take it back. You almost had it there.
We're both live, Sarge.
And he's not resisting.
I
was cuffing him and I had the spray in my hand. Went off.
Oh, I guess you right there. He said it there.
I had the cuff. He said he was resisting. I had the cuffing. I had the spray in my hand and it went off. Let me turn it up.
We're both live, Sarge.
Okay.
And he's not resisting.
I
was cuffing him and I had the spray in my hand and went off. Sprayed me in my eye.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
I was cuffing him. I had the spray in my hand and it went off. But he told me he ain't sprayed me with nothing.
I think he said something else again a little further up. Keep playing.
Are you seeing the back of the cop?
Yes, he's in this car.
Is he still recording here? Is this turned off or does he still have it?
It's still in his car.
Alright, you guys did so much mask like that. Alright, so you have his phone then? Alright.
No, he has his phone. It's in the back of his
butt. Alright. You want to walk me down now? Can you guys see that? The car right here, you have to move?
No, we'll go back.
You sure?
Yeah.
You good to take that? Because I can take
I'll
whatever.
take him. I'll get his keys. I'll get him right.
I'll do whatever.
It just got me when I was cuffing his head.
Alright, let me just ask him.
I guess I was wrong. I thought he said it again.
No, but maybe we could hear the conversation from his body cam. Maybe we could get, might hear something that we didn't hear on this footage right here.
Or see if the sergeant has a body cam you can request.
I don't think he did. I didn't see anything on him.
What's the location?
You good?
Yeah.
A little bit, and
Yeah.
okay. You say?
I had a traffic stop. I had to lock up John, the video guy.
Okay.
And he started resisting. And I was cuffing him and I had to spray in my hand and it went off. It sprayed me in my eye.
Oh, no problem. Okay, I was going to like help the kids. I didn't know why.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you seeing the back of the car?
Yeah.
Is he still recording here? Is this turned off, or does he still have it?
His is still in the car.
All right, you got it.
It's in his back.
All right, so you have his phone then?
Yeah.
All right.
No, he has his phone. It's in the back under his. He put it under his butt.
Under his butt?
Yeah.
All right. All right, do you want me to walk you back now to get the EMS here then?
Yeah.
This spot here? Huh? I'm gonna call him right here. You have to move?
No, we'll go back.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll get his keys.
I don't think it got him. It just got me when I was cuffing his hand.
All right, let me just ask.
He said he don't think it got him, but it got me. But he heard me asking, what did he spray me with? I said, what did you spray me with? He said, I didn't spray you with nothing. So how could he think it didn't get me? My back was towards him when he did the whole. He was trying to do it on the sneak tip. You understand what I'm saying? He had my back towards him, and he had me cuffed, and he tried to spray the stuff in my eye, but it backfired on him, and it went in his face. So that's what he get for trying to be sneaky and trying to spray me with some OC spray. It hit me a little bit, but the majority of it went in his eyes. I got sprayed as well because I mentioned, you hear me in the body cam mention to the police officer, what did you spray me with? Yeah, I got sprayed. I got sprayed on the side of my face. The rest of it went, which was the majority of it, went back into his eyes. Shout out to Mark Wonderlick. He said someone turned something on. He heard the beeps. I think those beeps go off as it record.
What's the charge, man? What's the charge? I already told you. What? You told me to get off the street. What's the charge? Yep. What's the charge? Why you can't tell me what I'm charged with? I already told you. Well, you said you told me to get off the street. It's on your camera. You say what? It's on your camera. And it's on mine. And what was it? What was it that was going on? What was it?
Hey, Resistance, I'm going to have to go. My battery's about ready to crap out.
All right, Zombie, I appreciate you coming up, man. Thanks for your input and, the things that you brought to the table.
Yeah.
To look into that the dash
it
cam.
It is good to have other eyes watching the video, too, and that where you might have missed something. And I guess it helps you see stuff that you missed. So, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm going to submit that information to the courts as soon as possible.
Yeah, try to find that those that dash cam specifically for that secondary car.
Right, as well as the information that West 333 said too, as far as me questioning him about accidentally discharging his OC spray.
Yeah.
You can't accidentally do it. Maybe we could get into what kind he had. We could question that.
Yeah, because you don't know. It might not have the safety switches that we think that they do or should.
That's why we should probably.
Who knows? His his safety cap might have broken off. In that case, he should have asked for a
Well,
replacement.
that's a safety concern on their part, and
Exactly. That's what I just said. If it accidentally broke off, he should have gotten a replacement.
right.
Let
But,
let alone that I don't think they should be using actually spray, and that they should be using a like a gel or a foam, less chance of blowback,
right.
and
Well,
especially if it's windy out.
yeah, I think it was kind of windy that night. But the good part is that most of it got on him and not on me because I didn't deserve none of that.
Nah,
But hey,
karma. His karma is catching up to him. That's for sure. Okay, man. Well, you have yourself a good one.
you do the same. I appreciate you coming up. Don't hesitate to come up again. Shout outs to Zombie, y'all. Have a good night, bro.
Okay. Hopefully, people will also subscribe to my channel. It'd be great to have some more people.
Yeah, definitely. You should have type in the chat or something.
I'm not a mod, so I can't type my channel in.
Plug yourself in. Let me go to your channel real quick. The Zombie Enforcement Bureau, right?
Correct.
Sorry about that. You should have just said something from the beginning. Everybody else do. Don't be shy.
Hey, I'm not. I've been yelled at for asking to become a mod, so I don't ask.
No, I don't mind people because there's just so many games going on in the YouTube world. I keep my same mods for years, which is only like 2 people. So I mean, it's just better for me, nothing personal. But
Yeah, my first video of you. I don't know, and that you had gotten arrested, and you had AFA ended up coming help get you out.
yeah, well, that actually was KTL keeping them liable, who was the one that came and got me out.
Josh had showed up too.
Josh showed up. If you ask me, it was more of a publicity stunt than anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Looking at it, but yeah, he did show up, and he did offer to. I think he did contribute as well. I'm not sure how much. I do.
I don't know, but he's a narcissist. I'm sorry.
Well,
It's
I mean,
always about him. It's always about him.
I try to keep it mostly police accountability on my
Yeah,
channel.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Yeah, I'll just not say anything right now, man. And but okay, man. You have yourself a good. I guess it's morning for you. It's still not morning here yet.
Right. Yeah, you have a good night. But listen, you didn't hear what I said. I'll say it somewhere else, but I won't say it on my channel. Talking about the other people or whatever. But anyway, have a good night. Appreciate you coming up. I got your channel. Got your old channel, YouTube channel on the screen, y'all. Zombie Enforcement Bureau. 143K subscribers.
Let's see here. Can you? I'm looking here. At the pictures. Can you scroll that up a little bit so I can see what's below the next line? Let's see. There was one that I mirrored where the guy tried to buy pay for somebody's groceries at Walmart, and I mirrored his video, and someone and Walmart called the cops on the guy.
So that's Walmart calls cops on man paying for something.
Strangers groceries.
All right, I'm gonna send everybody.
I mirrored his video. I downloaded and mirrored his video and passed it to his channel. That thing's got over 11,000 views. I wish it was my videos. I wish I was monetized.
No,
but everything that's not mine, I always type mirrored. I usually type mirrored and that kind of stuff. Like the guy with the black painted white painted face. That's based on a song by Tom McDonald, and it's about racism and all sorts of stuff like that, and
right.
and stuff like that. But you take care, man. Have a good one, and I'll see you when I see you again.
All right. Don't be a stranger.
Hopefully, sometime it'll be back here in Seattle.
I hope so. I got a strict schedule, so
Yeah,
traveling is really not in the cards right now. But I hope so.
yeah, and because I tell you, I don't have anybody to go out with, and then I do it by myself because if I want content, I try to do it, but I'd rather have somebody watching my back too.
All right, y'all. I just subscribed. Make sure y'all go over there and sub Zombie Enforcement Bureau. Y'all just heard him. He mirrored a few videos y'all might want to go check out. Zombie Enforcement Bureau. Thanks a lot, bro. You have a good night.
Okay, I mean, there's still some of all the shorts I think are pretty much mirrored. Even the Reagan thing, of course, is mirrored. But I don't think I posted the type mirrored on there. Okay, well,
All right.
take care, man. Have a good one.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good night.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Let me know if y'all want to move on to the rest of this body cam footage. I definitely can continue to play it. Just read the charges. We were seeing most of the body cam footage. It's getting late. I don't know if y'all want to drop out or not. But we got about, let me see. We got a few more minutes left. All right, let's play it.
I'm gonna power down.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up.
And it made me in my eye.
Oh, no problem. Okay, I was going to wake up to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you seeing the back of the car?
Yeah.
All right. Is he still recording here? Is it turned off, or does he still have it?
His is still in the car.
All right.
It's in the back.
All right, do you have his phone then?
Yeah.
All right.
No, he has his phone. It's in the back under his. He put it under his butt.
Under his butt?
Yeah.
All right. All right, do you want me to walk you back now to get the EMS there then?
Yeah.
The spot here? Huh? I'm gonna call him right here. You have to move?
No, we'll go back.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You good to take that?
I don't think it got him, but it just got me when I was cuffing his hair.
All right, let me just ask him. Joe, you can find the spray at all?
Yeah.
I wasn't here. I'm just getting out of the supervisor. Oh, yeah, you have to move?
No, we'll go back.
I just want to take it back real quick because you can hear the sergeant asking me that I get hit by any spray. And if you listen real closely, you can hear me say yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You good to take that? I'll get his keys.
I don't think it got him.
What's the charge?
All
right, let me just ask him.
Right here.
Joe, you can find the spray at all?
Yeah.
I wasn't here. I'm just getting out of the supervisor.
Right as the camera beep, you hear me say yes.
I wasn't here. I'm just getting out of the supervisor. Oh, yeah, you have to move?
No, we'll go back.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You good to take that?
I'll get his keys. I don't think it got him, but it just got me when I was cuffing his hair.
All right, let me just ask him.
This is the last time I'm playing it. Sorry for keep taking it back, but you can hear me saying yes as the body cam starts to beep. He asked me, was I hit with the body spray?
Joe, you can find the spray at all?
Yeah.
I wasn't here. I'm just getting out of the supervisor.
I need medical attention. What's the charge?
Not only that, I also said I need medical attention.
charged? Why you can't tell me what I'm charged with?
I already told you.
No, you said you told me to get off the street.
It's on your camera.
You say what?
It's on your camera.
Right.
And it's on mine.
No use of force report. No use of force. That's another thing I failed to tell y'all. So far, there's no use of force report. The only thing that we've received as far as discovery is their body cam footage. That's the only thing we received. Their body cam footage.
And what was it? What was it that was on yours? What was it? What are you doing, bro? Why are you grabbing my shit like that, man? Why are you grabbing me like that?
Release the camera.
Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! He's trying to kill 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 me! Help me! Help me! He's trying to kill me! He's trying to kill me! Help me! Help me! He's trying to kill me! He's trying to kill me!
Keeping somebody in the back.
He's trying to kill me! Yo, he's trying to kill me! He's taking my property! He's taking my property from me! He's taking my property! He's trying to kill me!
So you might wonder why I'm saying he's taking my property. He's taking my property because he was, the whole time that I got out the car, he was dead set on trying to cut that camera off. See, he made a slip up as he was taking me into the vehicle from the arresting scene. He also had my phone in his hand. So his phone somehow fell into my hands, which were handcuffed. And when I felt my phone in my hand, I just grabbed tight because it's my property. Now he's mad because he can't deal with the phone like he wants to because he's dealing with that shit in his eye. It's burning all up in his eyes. So that's why he told the sergeant, yeah, he's sitting on the phone in the back of the vehicle. So when he got me out that vehicle, you hear me say, yo, why you grabbing me like that? Because he was being very rough, very violent in movement because he was trying to get that phone. So that's why the outburst was like that. And it was the fear of the unknown. He already unlawfully arrested me. I had no idea what they was going to do next. I was very scared.
Help me! Help me! He's trying to kill me! He's trying to kill me! Help me! Help me! He's trying to kill me! He's trying to kill me!
Keeping somebody in the back.
He's trying to kill me! Yo, he's trying to kill me! He's taking my property! He's taking my property from me! He's taking my property! He's trying to kill me! He's taking my property! Stop punching me! Stop punching me! Stop punching me! Stop!
Right there, you hear me say, stop punching me. I'm handcuffed. I'm handcuffed. And you hear me saying, stop punching me.
He's taking my property from me! He's taking my property! He's trying to kill me! He's taking my property! Stop punching me! Stop punching me! Stop punching me! Stop punching me! Stop spitting! Why are you doing this to me, man? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I'm not going to spit. You don't have to do this to me. You don't have to do this to me. I'm not going to spit.
Once again, we got a trial date on this for October 6th. This has been since 2020. April 25th, 2020. So going to jury trial, the only charge that was dropped was the intimidation, and going forth for resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and assault and battery on a cop.
You don't have to do this to me. You don't have to do this to me. I'm not going to spit on it.
They also put a spit mask on me too. I mean, it got to the point where when he pulled me out the vehicle, they pushed me down and ran my head into the brick wall before they pushed me into the doorway to get into the reception area of the police station. So he definitely ran my head into the wall. I didn't have any injuries, but he definitely did it. And it's the act. It's the act that matters, the act that he committed. It's the intention. He did it to cause harm and pain. So, yeah. Come on, man, with Dr. Ehrlichman for curing me of hepatitis B virus. Go advertise somewhere else. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man.
I'm moving right with you. You don't have to do this to me, please. You don't have to do this to me. You don't have to do this to me. You don't have to.
Right now, they dragging me on the floor. They bending my legs. Okay? They got me handcuffed, and they got a spit mask on me. All this because I was recording. And, I asked for his name and badge because he told me if I ain't get out the street, I was going to get locked up, which I didn't think was cool. So I want his name and badge. And once I ask for his name and badge, that's what he does. And all this happens afterwards.
John, you need to stop. You need to stop.
I'm not resisting. I'm laying right here. I'm laying right here. Can't breathe, please. Take the hood off my head. I can't breathe.
Stop spitting. I got gloves.
Just relax. We're gonna get your eyes washed out and shit.
So they're going to say stop spitting on camera to reinforce that, there was a possibility that I was spitting. I wasn't nobody spitting. They had me handcuffed and my head down. They had my upper torso bent over.
Get her calm down. He didn't get sprayed. I did. Oh, you? I had him in my hand. I was trying to cuff him. And he was resisting me. Kept pulling. I'm not resisting him. I'm not resisting. I'm backed up the whole time. I got you. I'm backed up.
As you see, he's still sticking to that resisting statement further into the arrest. We watched the video. We watched it from the other officer's body cam. Didn't show me resisting at all.
Take care of that. Well, we got this. We got this. His pockets haven't been checked. Let's see. Yep.
So, y'all probably not going to hear this, right? But the female officer said something to Roby. And she said it very low. But it sounded like she was warning him. And he could say, I'm tired of this. That's what it sounded like. I'm going to play it as loud as possible. I want to see if y'all can hear this. I took it back a little bit. So as he's walking out the room that I'm in, You can hear her say, Ruby, you can't. It sounded like she said you can't, and he said, I'm tired of this. So let's try and see if we can pick this up.
Oh, you and I was trying to cuff him, and he was resisting me. I'm not resisting him. Okay. Another reason why I backed up on him the whole time. I got you. I backed up on him the whole time. Take care of that. Well, we got this. Just got this. His pockets haven't been checked.
Here we go. She said, you good? She said, mm-hmm. So here we go. You're going to hear her say Roby. I'm going to see if we can figure out what she said.
Let's see. Yep.
Roby.
You hear that? She said Roby and then whispered something.
His pockets haven't been checked. Let's see. Yep.
Roby.
I'm tired of that.
He said, I'm tired of that. Whatever she told him, he said, I'm tired of that. Listen.
Been checked. Let's see. Yep.
Roby.
She said, you can't sign. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I hear it. You can't sign. He's like, man, I'm tired of that.
I'm tired of that. He's tired of it. He's always doing stuff.
So he says, oh, somebody blowing my phone up. He says, always doing stuff. So it sounds like it's personal for him. Sound like it's personal for him to say he's always doing stuff. He don't like the fact that I'm recording because that's all that I was doing. But I guarantee she strongly cautioned him and warned him about something that had to do with the case. That had to do with the arrest. We couldn't hear it. It wasn't that audible, but she said something to him. Right. Shout out to the queen. She said you can't do something. She definitely said it. And then he ends it with you always doing something.
Roby.
I'm tired of that. He's tired of it.
So that was my phone that he threw on the chair. That's my phone that he threw, which was already smashed. But he forgot to take the SD card out. So I still had the footage, which y'all seen. And that's pretty much it. That's, like I said, the only thing they gave us in discovery is this body cam footage. And I'm going forth. I'm going forth for jury trial. Why not? I ain't do nothing wrong. We just seen the body cam footage. It speaks for itself. I was recording. He had a problem with it. He told me to get out the street, and if I don't get out the street, he's gonna lock me up. Because I asked for his name and badge, he decides to lock me up. Because I didn't do anything that, rose to the level of a crime. Nothing I did was an arrestable offense. So, October 6th is the trial date. And it is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all joining this live stream, watching this body cam review. Appreciate y'all. Queen Renetta Williams, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Right to Freedom Girl. Appreciate you. West 333. William Sharon. Jenny James. Appreciate all y'all. Mark Wonderlick. I'll make sure y'all have a good night. I'm out of here.
It's a very psychological thing that's happening here.
Hit the lights! Everybody about to get killed out here. Like it for everybody.
It's the resistance. I'm just a black man with cameras.